interesting.
Because how do you?
I don't know. You trying to say your dick is so big that?
Yo, these niggas out here.
But the analogy, it just wasn't. It wasn't giving what I felt like he was trying to give.
He be laying on his stomach with his dick in his ass, humping the bed. And so
That's different.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
that's the only thing I can say is that's different. Like, okay, interesting.
That's wow. So yeah, we're good to go.
I just want to make sure my phone goes.
I was like, all right, man.
If that's what you want to do.
And he said that he sucks his own dick. So, but my thing is that really gay?
That's a great question.
Because I be fondling my own shit. I would never fondle another nigga's shit.
Right. But see, I feel like there's a very fine line with that. Like, just as well as when people say it's gay for a girl to lick a guy's ass or like for a girl to finger a guy in his ass. I think that it's questionable. I can't say whether it's gay or not, but I think that is very questionable when a guy, now licking ass, I know chicks lick ass. You know what I mean? That's whatever floats your boat. When a guy wants you to put your finger in his ass, that's questionable to me. Like, don't ask me to do that.
Do you have a vagina and titties?
Yes.
What's gay about it?
I didn't say it was gay. It's questionable. Like,
So
to me,
that
it's a
means
weird
if I won't
thing.
fuck you in your ass, that's gay.
I guess. I didn't say it was gay. I said it was questionable.
It's questionable. If I want to fuck you in your ass, it's questionable.
I don't think so.
Why? I want to fuck somebody in the ass. What's the difference? Whether you...
Somebody might think it's questionable, though.
Yeah, I don't care what they do. What do I care about what other people think about me?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'd never get nowhere if I was worried about what other
Absolutely.
people think about me.
Absolutely. But that's why I said it's questionable to me. Now, if that, like, I'm not going to judge you if that's what you want. I don't prefer that, so I wouldn't want that. But if you and somebody else want to do that, by all means, it don't got nothing to do with me. I don't concern myself with that. I'm not going to judge you for what you like.
People that I fuck, you know, they don't like certain shit, and that's their... But you was very freaky when we was together. So you mad that somebody's doing whatever they doing on my show? That's different, because you were very freaky. So who are you to police somebody else when I could sit here and talk about the shit that you was doing?
But maybe that's probably what it is. It's probably because it's out in the open and people rather be private with it. People project their own shit on other people anyway, so.
That's cool. Listen, man, it's levels. If you want to talk about all that, we can talk about all that too. It's up to you. But it's levels, because when it comes down to it, it's all about women.
What you mean?
The more homophobic a man is, the worse it is towards women. And women project it the most out of anybody. So this shit is a crazy thing. It's almost like, so boom. You know, men thrive off their ego. Once you take away a nigga's manhood, he's left with nothing. No matter how much money he got, no matter how tall he is, nothing.
But what defines a man's manhood?
His ego.
But when you take that away, what will strip away a man's ego?
What he thinks about, I don't know. What he
You
thinks
get what I'm
about
saying?
himself, yeah, I guess. What the world thinks of him, what he thinks about himself, I guess that's ego. And once you reduce him to nothingness, he's liable to do some wild shit to defend it. Put his hands on you, shit like that.
But sometimes you're not even the problem of that. Sometimes it's a trigger that triggers off his ego or his manhood. Because the funny thing is, you might as well just press play. Oh, okay. But the funny thing is, I have this this thing with the male ego. I feel like a lot of the times it's a false sense of ego. Yeah. Ego is, like, I tell people I have an ego. As a woman, I have an ego. I'm not my ego. A lot of men are their ego. Yeah. They don't know how to utilize their ego. So the smallest things will trigger their ego and make them feel less than.
But you know where that comes from? We don't.
Insecurity.
Nah, yeah, it's insecurity, because what makes a man? A lot of times it's not what makes a man isn't who he is what he has.
But
you understand what I'm saying?
That's
so
a
you
condition.
use a lot. It takes a lot of time. It starts when you was a kid. Jordans. You seem as less than the rest of the niggas in the class if you ain't got Jordans, if you ain't got the latest. So as you grow up, you need to get the new this or the Benz or had the baddest chick, and that shit validates who you are. You understand what I'm saying? Now when all that shit turns against you, who are you? Because you don't really know till you get older and realize once you got financial security, bitches is on you, whatever. And a lot of times that is when you kind of start believing in yourself. But that's not real character. That shit that you put on yourself. So let them strip that away. Now what are you? If you don't have real character, you understand what I'm saying? And that goes into your ego.
So what do you do when there is a woman who says, all right, you got this, you got that, you got the money, you got all this stuff, but I don't care about that. What's that?
That's if he did the work on himself. That depends on if he did that type of work. A lot of people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they still try, it's 50, 60 year niggas still in Griffin. I don't know what the new clubs, and I ain't been out in a long time. But these niggas in with 2-3 bottles, they trying to fucking compete with the niggas across the thing. Like, how much work has this nigga really done on himself?
But why do we have to suffer for that? Y'all say that women, you know what I mean? Like you said.
They're both suffering?
Huh?
If he don't know no better. Remember we was talking about whether Pisces, if it's a lie, if I believe my own lie, that means you both suffering. But women tend to perpetuate a lot. See, there's uneducated men, and there's also uneducated women. There's also women that is not in touch, and they believe what they see, or you know what I mean, what they believe is lit or dope as a man, and they'll push that on a man, and he gonna hold that up because he want to be cool to her. Man, if you ain't cool with the women.
But is it that he want to be cool to her, or he want to be cool to his friends? Because a lot of like guys, men want to impress women.
Boys want to be cool with their boys.
But when you think about it, how many men you know, like you said, the 40 to 50-year-olds or whatever, how many men you know have gone back to their friends and like to dick measure or to have these conversations about, yeah, you know, I had this chick or I had that chick or I'm doing this and I'm doing that or whatever, to me, and they hang out with their friends more than they hang out with women. So to me, I feel like you're not trying to prove anything to her. When you fuck a whole bunch of women, you're not trying to prove that you that man to her. You're trying to
the one you got?
No, not to the one you got. I don't think she gonna know. I don't think she gonna know like all the bitches that you. But even if you're that man, and you got a main chick, and then you out here doing this, you out here doing that. You're not out here doing that for her, like to prove to her that you that man. You trying to prove it to yourself, and you're trying to prove it to your friends. And sometimes it's hard to get out of that type of mentality because the people and the environment that you're around, they egg that on.
You know, it's funny that you say all that because I'm thinking, and I think you actually may have a point. But for me, right, I know this is going to sound weird, and I've never really thought about none of this. We just talking, right? So I'm just throwing shit out there, and I'm just thinking about what you're saying because you actually do have a point. But the funny thing is, to me, I didn't have a dad, right? So what my mother, who was the main woman in my life, said to me, stop mattering at some point. And what mattered more was the niggas on the corner because the street started becoming my dad. They started teaching me about life. They started teaching me what was cool, what wasn't cool. I didn't even know the difference between a Corolla and a Benz at one point. And not that that matters, but they taught me that. And now I uphold that standard, you know what I'm saying? So maybe if that's really what became what I identified as, this is my dad. The streets is my dad. My friends is my real first definition of love. Maybe I continue to perpetuate that through life. You understand what I'm saying? Because that was my first idea of what love was. You know what I mean? And I you know, this is all just an idea. Maybe the house love, maybe that is second to what your first idea of love is. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? At some point I had to quit loving the street and loving my homies because I realized they was teaching me shit that was corny, and then a lot of people say some shit and do some other shit behind closed doors. So now you seeing a nigga that's like, yo, I don't move like this, but nigga, you took the stand. I heard you took the stand in North Carolina. When you was away, I thought that you was living by this certain ideal, but when you got caught up, you know, the paperwork came down. So I started looking at things differently when I seen how people move behind, and I was like, yo, I'm living by these shit that Goodfellas taught me in casino and paid in full, and you know, I'm out here like I'm gonna kill anybody to get my way, and you niggas not living like that.
But they want to watch you live like that.
And you pushing me towards certain death, you know, or whatever. And this goes like, you know, these are stories that could go forever, but I started realizing that the power is in me. I define myself. Nobody else defines me. You know what I'm saying? And then learn more later on. What is your family? What are they going to say about you at your funeral? That started really being my thing. What are they going to say about me going forward later on? There's going to be a book where it's like, yo, he was like this, or it's going to be a bunch of people there that really didn't give a fuck about you. You didn't leave no mark. You know what I mean? A bunch of people that you shitted on. You know what I'm saying? I started wanting to be a better type of motherfucker for myself. And that's when I stopped caring what other people think.
Do you think that is hard? It's harder? Because I really try to study. I don't know. I have this, I won't say infatuation, but I just seek to try to understand the opposite sex so that it could be a better dynamic and a better conversation, because I feel like men and women are conditioned to be separate. I feel like they're conditioned to be disconnected. It just doesn't make sense to me. Men, they are conditioned to you provide for your family, you don't show no emotions, you know what I mean? What do you call it? You sow your royal oats before you choose a woman or whatever. And then you have women, you dress the part, and you wait for a man to choose you. You hold yourself before somebody chooses you. Then when they choose you, you give yourself away to that person. But how does that make sense if a man is out here to have sex with this woman, this woman, and this woman? How is it that is possible? That is like not possible. And then when we fall short from that in any way, on the male side or the woman's side, we're judged for it. It makes no sense to me why, like, how we're conditioned so separate. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, but see, that goes, like, I don't want to keep taking conversations left, but
no, it's fine.
Communication is huge.
Yes.
And I think that you're trying to, every single one of us is different. It don't matter whether you're a man or a woman. Every single body's different. And you're taking this different person and say, get in this box right here, stay right there. This is what you're supposed to do, stay right there. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just not.
It's not. But how I just feel like it's difficult for men to change. Like, I don't get mad at men for their behavior anymore. I'm not one of those, oh, you ain't shit, you ain't this, you ain't that, da-da-da-da-da. I feel like everybody has their own traumas. Everybody has their own shit that they have to deal with. And you just have to understand that person. Not saying that you tolerate their behavior, but I feel like if you understand from a more compassionate standpoint, that you can get to the root of it, and maybe they'll open up a little bit more. Even if it's not on a relationship level, it could just be, you might help aid them to be a better person to somebody else, right? But I feel like it's kind of difficult when, say, a person starts to get to know themselves, right? A man, he starts to get to know himself. He might be, you know what I mean? Him and his friends might, you know what I mean, do this, do that, and they don't want to do it no more. But the environment that you're around keeps pulling you back in, like keeps pulling you back in. Nah, fuck that, do this. I don't know if you've seen True Story, with Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes, but it started off that way too, where he's just like, I'm not drinking no more, and he's just like, nah, come on, man, it's a celebration, like just egging you on. How do you really, like, you really have to have a strong mindset, like a really strong mindset to say no. I gotta be against you, because if you're looking for the validation from them, when you do something opposite, they're not gonna give it to you. They're gonna judge you. How do you get out of that?
That's the thing. You gotta at some point learn not to identify with the crowd. There are leaders and there are followers.
Absolutely.
It's just what it is. You understand what I'm saying? And when you identifying with the crowd is a big problem with us. Without being as men. I'm not gonna sit and talk about women. I think you could probably give me more game about women than I could give you, but as far as men, we identify with the crowd. It's very hard to say, I like this, even though the entire rest of you, millions of motherfuckers like that. It's very difficult for a man to say, nah, I want to do this. That takes an extreme amount of strength. It comes with, I know one thing, it comes with financial security. Yeah. Once you see a nigga get a lot of money, you see, oh, well, he changed. No, he's just not scared to be who he really want to be now. Because he ain't got to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? He can go live off in Bangladesh or Africa. He can go wherever he want to do and be whoever the fuck he want to be. You know what I'm saying? Kanye bugged me out, because when he was broke, he was like, once he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl, I'll be like, wow, he on now. You riding around with them now. That's crazy to me. Because you told us this about them, but you was actually talking about you. You know what I'm saying?
I think, well, as a woman, it's hard for us too. I mean, I'm one of those, I come as I am. You accept me for who I am. And I think over the years, I've built myself to be strong in who I am.
Let me tell you something. I'm in a relationship right now. I got in a relationship, and just because I was really feeling shorty. But the most thing, I asked this to my friends recently, what's the main reason that you're with the person that you're with? And everybody was like, most people was like, we like them, I like them. I love her, but I like her, or whatever. And I said, yo, we communicate. She knows who I am. I'm telling you, there's several situations where if it wasn't for the fact that she understood me to my core, because we've had certain conversations and we've taken it to other places with these conversations. So when shit happens that is just me, it isn't a surprise because, she knows who I am. Even if the shit went left or whatever, she knows who I am at the core. There's no lying. Now, at the same time as that, when I move, do I take her into account and say, yo, I got this person that really fuck with you. Really fuck with you. Are you going to do something to really disrespect her? Nah. So I'm super uber about protecting her. You know what I'm saying? No matter how I move or whatever. So finding somebody that you can really talk to.
Finding a friend.
A friend. Like really fuck. But are they loving you for how you present or who you really, really, really are? And that comes to breaking it down to things, to desires that you may have, to fears that you may have. Have you cried in front of, do you feel comfortable crying? I remember one time, I'm gonna say something, man. I know y'all, we are poly, me and my girl, right? But in a small way, because I don't really do too much. She don't really do too much, but we enjoy life a little bit, right? And I remember we was on vacation. Yo, this is gonna sound crazy. I know it's gonna sound crazy. We was on vacation, and we wound up taking this one chick down together, and she found it awkward that when we went out the next day, that I bought, we was all buying, I like spending money. So we out and I bought a hammock and I bought this and shorty wanted some dominoes. I was like, yo, put it on my tab, I got it. And my girl was like, and later on, she was like, I just don't like that you bought, she got her own money. Why you had to make her feel that safe? And I was like, yo, we was fucking her last night. He was like, well, what's the problem? And I was like, yo, you trying to limit me? You know? And I started crying. And I was like, it's so funny because I said it on my show that I started crying because she wouldn't let me fuck the shorty. But it wasn't that she wouldn't let me fuck. It was that why are you insecure about something like that? Why? It wasn't, she
No,
was,
I get it. I get it.
Do you get why she was bothered by that?
Yes, I do get why she was bothered. Both of y'all shared an intimate situation with somebody, right? And maybe in one, it could be a split second or whatever. It was intimate, y'all both shared it. But then all of a sudden, I feel like you kind of treating her like me.
Yeah.
Like you treating her like me, and I might not feel like my position is safe in this situation right now. Not that my position isn't safe across the board, but in this one situation, you making her feel too special, and I feel like an equal to her. And I don't feel like I should feel like an equal to her because I'm your girl. So she's just somebody you met. She shouldn't even get no type of special treatment.
We met, and we decided to go out on the town with these people. It was her and her friend.
Right.
We wound up hanging with them. So it's like, yo, we are doing this. I'm still me.
Right.
How do I not be me just to make you feel more, and you should know that who you are.
She should, but it's normal for, maybe she just didn't feel safe in that situation at that point. I don't feel safe because, once again, what's going on in your head? We just had sex with her. You know what I mean? I know you. I know how you are with me. You know what I mean? Whatever happened. But what if at some split second you started catching feelings for her? You might not have, but this is what could be. Not saying it is, but this is what could be going on in her head. What if you, for one split second, you try to like you try to open it up for her a little bit more to make her feel safe.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
I get it. I mean, and you, to be fair, this was very early,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I said, this was early last year. So it was about the last year. We had only been together for maybe 6 or 7 months at that time.
Yeah.
So us doing
still
stuff like
learning.
that, yeah, we still learning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it's funny that since then, and maybe even before, but I know definitely since then, like I said, I remember I said I'm super uber about her, make her feel comfortable. I'll be on it like that, like since then, so everybody knows. You know what I mean? I'm not bugging. I'm not doing those on the side thing with you unless it's you know, that's the way I present it to her or whatever. But yeah, it's just it's interesting learning your partner. And once you really learn it and you stand on that, then I think that you're able to find y'all roles together and find, you know, how, you know, the internet has this thing about gender roles and people say, oh, I don't like gender roles, but women like to uphold gender roles. Women like to uphold the ones that,
you know what's so funny?
that benefit them so well.
But men do too.
Which gender roles benefit men at this point in 2022?
That benefit men?
Yeah. Which one do we like to uphold that are socially acceptable in today's society, 2022?
Like men love submission, right? They like a woman to feel submissive. They want to feel empowered. And I think when women do that, it like that gender role of like, I'm your man, you're my woman. Not that I control you or anything like that. You know what I mean? Not that type of dynamic, but more of like, you make me feel empowered, like, or you make me feel like I'm needed.
Is that a gender role? Because at this point, like I said, in 2022,
if the roles were reversed and a woman told you that, like, you know what I mean, you submit to me or like use the word
what's
submission.
the act? Give me a verb of submission. That is.
I don't look at submission the way people look at submission.
Give
so
me
I
a
can't.
verb
To
of
me,
submission.
To me, when people use submission, I feel like you trying to say obey me, right? Now, I feel like both parties in a partnership, they submit to each other. There's a balance there. Wherever I'm lacking, you fill in that void, and vice versa, right? I have no issue with making you feel like the man that you are, as long as you don't, me personally, as long as you don't try to control me or tell me I need to do this as a woman. I'm gonna be your partner regardless. Like, I'm gonna fill in that feminine void for you, whatever you need, but I need that you submitting to me too, where you know where you're weak, I'm strong. Some men in 2022 or whatever, the way they present it socially is like, you obey me, right? You make me feel like I'm empowered, even if I might not be. You make me feel like I'm just this masculine man, even when I'm lacking. But they don't want to hear about the lacking. You get what I'm saying? So to me, that's how they show, like how women can show submission. Some women fake submission just to get what they want.
I think you present a good point.
Some women will
I think
fake
you present
it.
a good point.
You know
Like,
what I mean?
I remember this video that dude did. He was like, I'm dominant. Remember that Spanish dude? He was in his grandma's.
I think I saw it on your page.
Yeah, he
That was
like,
too much.
I'm dominant. You know, I'm the man. You the woman. Ooh, I almost said. Girl, they was killing me for saying woman the wrong way. Woman in plural. Oh
Really?
God, because I didn't know how to, you know, your New York accent. It's hard to kind of determine it. So now I'll make sure that women, men, women. My bad. Okay.
Got you. But yes,
yeah.
I seen that too. I'm a very strong-minded woman, so a lot of people misunderstand me. A lot of men, because I can hold my own. I don't believe in speaking when somebody tells me to speak. I speak when I feel necessary. You know what I mean? I hold my own. I know what I want. And
But you from New York? You from Brooklyn?
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Red Hook.
So yes,
Right.
that's a you know, you got to know who you dealing with.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Because it's not always meant to be disrespectful or nothing, but you just got to know who you dealing with.
It's never meant to be disrespectful. I
Yeah.
dress, like this most of the time. So it's, oh, you want to be a man and you want to do this. And it's like, no, I don't. I'm the most delicate person. I'm strong, you know what I mean? But I'm very feminine in my partnerships. Do I show my partnerships to the world? No, because I protect what I love. You know what I mean? But back to what you were saying about like communication with your partner, I feel like that is a a key, and not just communication, but healthy communication.
Healthy
knowing
communication.
how to speak to your partner, knowing the right things to say, but still articulating yourself, or like talking with respect. I think that's where it starts building. But there are a lot of men and women who have a hard time with communication.
Can I?
Yes, you can.
I went to therapy.
Okay.
And one of the main things, the first things that my therapist is, she blocked me. I don't know why she blocked me.
She blocked you.
And she owed me a session. You
wait,
owe me
she
a
blocked
session.
you?
So we need to talk. I paid for those
What you
up
do to
front.
her?
Nothing. I don't.
That nothing is.
So boom, what happened? I think she blocked me on social media. So personally, we email. So,
Okay.
But I go to her page on social media. That's what she reached out to me on, and I'm blocked. I think it's because you're supposed to keep this wall between the therapist and the person, so that she doesn't form a different type of thing about me from my tweets. And I'm a
Spoken.
a troll or whatever.
Oh,
like
okay.
I have fun with so she probably blocked me for that. But I was just like, she blocked me? Like, that's crazy. That's a little crazy. Blocked? You could have muted me.
You could have unfollowed.
But in any case, one of the first things that she did was send me a feelings wheel. And she was like, when you're bothered, do you know how, like, it's called emotional intelligence.
I know.
Most men are not emotionally intelligent. And to men, I'm not pandering. I need you to understand that, why we get so mad is because we can't, especially with women. You know how women be talking to you and they go in, they know how to, and it's frustrating for us because we can't match you with that. That is a very frustrating thing. The thing about the feelings wheel is that it shows you that there are basically 6 main feelings. And under those 6 main feelings are 200 minor feelings that go into, say, anger. You have frustration, resentment, disappointment, or whatever. Now, when you're able to identify why you're angry, because you're frustrated, then you get to say why you're frustrated. Then you're able to vocalize what you're feeling in a way that the other person can take in, rather than you just being like, oh, right? Once you get good at identifying the feelings that you're going through and verbalizing them, it's like a bridge of words and it's communication. Like you're literally able to explain to somebody how what you did disappointed me because of this, and the track history that I have with that affects me. It triggers me when you do that. You see how she's looking at me? Women like, when you talk to them like that, women be like,
we hear you.
Because now women, one thing that they are above anything else is introspective. They always thinking about how they move and what they did. But if we're not able to match them on a level which they can digest, they're not just gonna, like, who's really just gonna go? It takes time to step in somebody else's shoes and say, okay, that's what I did to him, without them being able to tell you. That takes a lot of time. So you have to be able to express yourself intelligently about what you're feeling, and respectfully, because when you can't do it with the words, you get angry. You get louder, you bang on tables, or you do things to express your frustration. You do things to express the fact that you may feel rejected. You start not responding. You might not come home. Whereas it's because what you did make me feel rejected, like you didn't love me. So you know what? I feel like you don't want me. I'm gonna stay over here. I'm not gonna answer your call. Where you're sitting there like, yo, I was just on the phone with my mom. I wasn't, but because when I'm not able to tell you that, because as a man, that's a level of vulnerability that the world doesn't teach me to do. You teach me to be hard, to use my hands, and to, not cry, whatever. And then when it gets to this one situation, I'm just all of a sudden supposed to know how. When they taught me that? The world ain't teach me that. They've never taught me that. My mom didn't teach me that. You know what I'm saying? Certainly the streets didn't teach me that. And then my friends don't teach me that. Because my friends, if I try to tell them some shit that hurt me, they laughing me out the park. I got a nickname based on the shit now. And I'm dead serious was hurting. Excuse me. I was dead serious hurting behind this shit. And now y'all call me this shit every day. Y'all done taught me never to say how I feel. about nothing. But now, once I get with this person that I care about, I'm supposed to know how to tell them what they did made me feel insecure. How? And so we're almost put into a situation when it comes to relationship, love, to fail because we haven't been given the keys. We haven't been given the tools. And then we're blamed for it. And we don't even know how to express to you what we feel.
I agree 100,000%. I agree 100,000%.
So it takes time. The feelings will, y'all, if you go on the internet, a lot of times when you're going through some shit, I know it seems crazy. Pull it up on the internet. It's a feelings wheel. It's like a colorful wheel. And just look at it. And as you look at it and them words pop into your head, resent, and you like, yeah, resent. Yeah, I resent that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I resent that. Or yeah, that made me sad. That's how I feel. Because a lot of them feelings, you just think you're angry, but you're really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Or you scared.
Mm-hmm. Or you scared, or you hurt, or you feel insecure about something. A lot of it is, and it just comes out in anger. You tell a guy like, you're emotional, or you're in your feelings. Yeah, no, I'm not in my feelings. I'm just mad. Mad is a feeling. Anger is a feeling, but it's okay. It's all right. Like, and I think it's the safe space. It's the knowing. It's hard to be vulnerable from a place of strength. I think that's the hardest part. Because when you feel vulnerable, it's like, I feel unsafe. I feel like I can't express myself because somebody might use this against me, or somebody might like kill me.
Your chest starts
beating, like
boy. Your
anxiety,
beating,
like everything. Like somebody might really take this and use this against me and make me weaker than how I already feel about whatever it is that I'm feeling. And it's like you said, you're not assessing, but like really looking at the whys and the saying, I do feel this way. I try to teach, I have two boys, but I try to teach my 6-year-old this as well because he's very emotional and he has like little tantrums.
He's a Pisces?
He's an Aries.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little fire.
Stubborn.
Yeah.
It's a little stubborn.
So it's like, I try to tell him, it's okay to feel the way you feel. It's okay. But you have to learn how to get yourself out of that place of like really being upset. I never tell him, don't cry, you shouldn't cry or nothing like that, because I feel like we're struggling with those don't cries now as adults, where guys don't want to express themselves because they don't know how to, because they were taught not to. Mm-hmm. So I teach him, like, it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel what you feel, but you can't stay there. You have to learn how to get yourself out of this at 6. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be all right. What are you feeling? Use your words. Why are you upset? Do you understand why you're upset? Do you understand why you're getting in trouble right now? No, you can't have that. I understand that you're upset that you can't have that, but you didn't do this when I asked you, so now you can't get that. You know what I mean? You have to take responsibility for how you presented yourself in this situation. No, he's not going to understand at 6. No.
No, that's not true. It's crazy how the kids take it in and they don't like talking back to you about it, or they shut up or whatever, but then you see them later using it.
Right, because I have a 17-year-old and I tell him now, because I'm hard on him, and I tell him, the world is harder than me. I'm your number one protector here. You know what I mean? Daddy's there, but I'm your number one protector here. The world is very much harder than me, and I always balance it out. Tough love with real love, but there's one day you're going to go through something and you're going to hear me in the back of your mind when you go through that, and you're going to say, this is why my mother told me this. This is exactly why she told me this.
Unfortunately, a lot of times, for me, it was when I was in jail. For me, it was when I was in jail. But my mom she was struggling with me. She was struggling with me, child. Like, and any of my friends would tell you, I would run away, I would do whatever I could to get out, because I needed more. She couldn't do it, you know what I mean? And that's why I really advocate for fathers like so much, is because the boys and the women, the kids, the daughters, the sons, they really get a different energy from the father. And it's something that with women trying to behave as both, they lose a part of their effectiveness because you can't imitate that feeling. What happens between fathers and their children. You can try, and you can do it great, but it isn't the same thing.
You don't look
and
like
I
them.
went and, right, it's for instance, my son just had scoliosis surgery, and you know, I took off of work and I stayed with him in the hospital. In the recovery stages, he didn't want to eat. But with me, he would do it. When his mom would come and try to feed, he would not eat. He would push it away. He was down the oven, and I'd come over and be like, come on, we need to eat 10 spoonfuls so that you can get out this hospital. He was like, 10 spoonfuls. Come on, let's go. 1, he was like, 1, 2, right? And they're looking like, because he fought them all night with this, you know what I'm saying? But there's just a different energy between, it's not better, it's different. Because what mothers bring to the table is something that I can try, but I can't do what mothers do. You know, and I see that from growing up, from even a kid, when y'all held that baby on y'all hip and y'all cooking and got the phone and y'all, man, I try to do that.
Or
bro.
waking
My
up every
back
3
was
hours,
like
every
this.
4 hours, or when you breastfeeding, because
Yo,
that's another thing too.
I tried that. No,
That's another thing too.
But when I finally got arrested the last time and was on my way up, all of the things that my mom said, like really, you know, on that bus on your way upstate, you just sitting there thinking, or if you're sitting in the first cell or the second one or the intake, you're just sitting there thinking, and it's all of this stuff. If you're smart enough to do. Some people just not, right? That's just, some people just stuck in their own place, and God bless them. They just don't have those, you know.
The strength.
But I really was like, and I made my mind on the way up. People think that, yo, jail, you came out, you nigga. When I was in trial going up, I already knew that I was done.
How long?
No, I didn't do no real time.
Oh, okay.
I went to trial for attempted murder for some shit that I didn't do. And I was holding it down for my peoples, you know, I knew who did it, whatever. And the way me and him was, the way I interacted with him during that time, I just knew that I'm gonna either hurt this nigga.
You're trying to word
You
it.
know what I'm saying? I was just like, and then I realized how much better than people I am, and how much more I got to offer. And then when I got to wherever I was going, and I'm up there for CPC, I'm controlled possession of a controlled substance, and I'm 30, and the people that got the same charge of me is 19, 20. And I feel like I'm just so much better as a person. You know what I'm saying? And trying to fit in and trying to get the lessons that I needed from the street or whatever, I realized that I had them now. I have them now. There's no, now you over, it's like big fish. I was a big fish in a small pond now. It's like, and the funny thing is that a lot of my friends are telling me the whole time, you're not even supposed to be here, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I always felt like, yo, they're trying to push me off the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I get it in, like whatever. But no, they see something in you that they don't see in themselves.
You felt like you had something to prove?
I had something to prove, but then I proved it. And so like I said, when I was on my way up, I knew when I heard those words and I heard everything and things just started sitting in, and I hit the ground running. And the first reason I could tell you that I hit the ground running is because I went and got a job at Starbucks. Now I owned a cleaners, I owned a beauty salon and a barber shop, and a Range Rover, motorcycle, all that before I went to jail. I had to sell all that shit, right? I went to work at Juan Valdez. There's a Colombian coffee shop in 44th Street. Hat, apron, 31 years old, 32 years old, coming home from jail, huge. My manager was 18. Yeah, you fucking up the lattes. I don't know you fucking make the lattes. Fuck, I done burnt the latte. Excuse me, you know what I mean? And every day I would try to go find something else, and I found my way and wound up, you know, finding my way. But that's character, who you are when you have nothing. Who are you when you have nothing? You know what I'm saying? And so that's when I knew. I was like, yo, you niggas is just drug dealers. I'm way more than just a drug dealer, nigga.
But
I'm
you don't
way
see
more
it
than
at
just
that time, though. You don't. You see it. It's just like, now we in this together. Like, we getting it. You know what I mean? Because you see them getting money, and you not quite there yet, right? You don't know your potential yet. You see them getting money.
Right.
You just like, nah, I'm gonna get money too. So you start getting money. You
Right.
put them on a pedestal without even realizing it. And then everything crashes, and then that's when who are you, like you said, comes out, and you see your true character, because that's where the strength really comes in. That's when you know you better. When it's like, I can't, breakdowns are needed for reconstruction, first of all. But all the shit broke down, and I'm still building myself up. I'm planting my seeds, and I'm watching them grow. Y'all niggas can't do that.
They can't.
Y'all can't do that. Y'all can't think outside.
And you trying to be a
can't think
stand-up
outside the
nigga?
situation right
You
now.
trying to be a stand-up nigga? This nigga done told. This nigga done moved. And you like, I would never do that because I'm the type of, that's because you built different, period. Before all of this shit, you have to believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
You put your belief on yourself on how other people look at you. And that's, you
putting it in somebody else's hands.
We really gotta learn how to see who we are and our potential without having proof.
Because when you put yourself in, when you put your how you feel or who you are as a being into somebody else's hands, you basically saying, I can't run my life for me. You got to do it.
You got to tell me
and
I'm
some
all right.
people could see your potential, but they don't want you to do better than them. So they'll keep you down.
you
They'll
down.
keep you thinking that you're not better than what you are. You're not better than them and they're above you.
Facts.
Just because they know that if you were to realize your potential,
You smoked
they'd
them.
fuck out of here.
You smoked them.
Yep.
And they see it. I remember my homeboy, my mentor.
It's always a mentor.
He was my mentor in
It's
the street. And
always
there's no
a
reason for me
mentor.
to say no names or nothing like that. He's my mentor in the streets. And this girl that I wanted, she wanted me or whatever. I can't really remember the situation, but at some point, he found his way to her ear and had said to her, you finished fucking with the help? And she brought it back to me. She was on my dick. Like, this my bitch. Excuse me, pardon me.
No, it's fine.
This mine, you know what I mean? So what you think is you see is you better than me. You think you better than me. You don't realize that I have a certain, people believe in me too. And you really went and told her that. And when you did that, I saw you. Because that just smoked mine that I believe in you so much. And this is what you say when I'm not around. This is what you really try to do that. With mines, you know what you really tried with mines, not some other body. You really went to her in her ear and was like, yo, you. And I looked and I was like, facts. Facts. And the funny thing is that the strength also came with not only knowing him, but her coming to tell me. Because that meant she believed in me enough to trust me with that. She wanted me to know that there were snakes in my circle. You know what I'm saying? That's empowering. You got to soldier. You don't even, like they say, your women be your realest nigga. They say that a lot of times. There's another woman in my life where she was like, yo, don't trust them. You always doing shit for them. Stop. They don't fuck with you. Trust me. How many of y'all that's listening to this have a woman like that? Or women have been in a guy's ear and you've tried to tell him way before they came down, way before the shit went wrong. You saw it, because for some reason women just see the green glow on some and the red on the other, and they be like, no. And they go this way.
Intuition, you be like,
Okay. I don't like the way he act around you or around me, or there's something ain't right.
Or sometimes we don't want to be, you know how they say bros before hoes. We don't want, or whatever, like we don't want to be in between a man-to-man relationship. So they might say something smart to us, right? And it's like, I don't want to say nothing because I don't want to look like I'm causing a rift with them. But I'm gonna warn you without warning you, like, you know what I mean? You might want to watch him. I don't really like how he moves. Just watch him. Just watch him. I ain't gonna say he said something smart to me or whatever. Just watch him. Just pay attention to him because he just gives me a vibe.
All right, hold on. Because you wrote all these notes. Have we hit the notes yet?
Don't worry about the notes. The notes were just there to guide me.
Okay.
But we good. We flowing. We
yeah,
flowing.
yeah.
It's cool. We flowing.
I was just like, damn, we
the notes been there. No,
we ain't seen him look down yet, Lord.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing here. But I do want to say, so get into the woman, because this flows into, I watched you and some guy who was talking about single moms. I didn't pay attention to his name or whatever. But before y'all got into that conversation, you was talking about support from your partner and what that looked like for you. And he made a reference about like pink roses or something like that or whatever. And you were like, I mean, why are you even worried about pink roses and all of this stuff? So what does support from your partner really look like for you?
Support from my partner.
Across the board.
You know, in a relationship, for me, I actually do my best to make them better at who they are and their effect on what they want. Like you said, filling in the holes. And it's crazy because for me, right, support from my partner literally comes down to what do you need for this trip? You know you going on a trip, you're going on a tour in LA. Okay, you're gonna need a car. Do you have a place to stay? I know this person out there that knows this person. Do you need a cameraman? You know, it's just literally just trying to be a support system. It isn't about food. You know, I try to tell her that early in the game, like, yo, I can get food. Like, I eat without you all the time. I appreciate that you do that, but don't minimize your importance by just becoming a cook. I could hire a cook, to be honest, you know, or a cleaner. I could do that. Or I could just live in squalor because that's who I am without you. If I have to, if that, whatever, it doesn't, I don't need a cook or a cleaner. I need somebody who is, just shows equal value. The problem is for me with this conversation is I'm really ambitious. I can't sleep and just watch TV. That's just not who I am. I don't have a problem with other people that is like that, but that's just not who I am. But do I expect my partner to be that way as well, if that's just not who she is? If she is the type of person who likes stability, likes just spending time with family, likes just chilling. I found in my relationship that for a time I would be like, yo, you just want to chill. I got 6 businesses. I got this, I got to, you know, and she's like, I kind of just want to sit on the couch and drink wine and talk. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. And so coming down to support, I think I put a lot of extra pressure on her to be like me, which is why it's kind of hard for me to answer this question. And I realized that we found a place where she does her best by me, and I do my best by her. Because at the end of the day, none of that shit matters when we're 70. I want to be with her when I'm 70. And I want to look back at the times and how much fun we had. And were you present? So maybe that's support important. For me means just being present, however you can be, right? We do our Patreon on my shows. I have 2 podcasts. And it feels good to look at the screen. It's a live Zoom sometimes, right? It's a live Zoom every time we record, and she's there. That's support to me. Because I've been in a situation where the person would not listen to my shit or not know I, did this today or was not interested in what I did today. And that bothered the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm fighting to be something here. And if you're not interested and you're only here for what I do for you, then are we really, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I answered the question.
No, you did. I totally agree. I think support looks different for different people. I just think we're in this this time of social media where people are mistaking facts with opinions. People are looking at memes and getting relationship advice from those. And I say that just because you see a lot of people who like, oh, if you don't support me, like you're not posting my business, you're not doing that, you're not doing this and doing that or whatever. I saw you say something like that, but I understand. But because I'm the type of support
When I said that,
on the little thing I was watching about support, you was like, no, support my business, like post me or something you were saying to that extent, right? And even with the sending roses, and he made a comment. I ain't gonna talk about the other shit he said, but like he made a comment where it was like, I bought a woman pink roses, and she was like, why would you buy me pink roses? You talking about you want to be with me? That's friendship. Do I think she was extra? Yes, but I do understand, because I do believe in studying the person that you're with and getting to know them and knowing their likes and dislikes,
Right, there you
where the smallest things or the smallest gesture would matter. You know what I mean? If I know you like books, I'll buy you a book. You get what I'm saying? It don't have to be a freaking $9,000 gold chain. It could be a $25 book, but it'll be way more meaningful than that $9,000 gold chain, because I know that you really value books.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you for real, you know, with the things that I do, it does feel good that in the middle of her posting Justin LeBoy memes, my flyer is on her page.
Absolutely.
And with the words like, come out with this, that, and the other, or she texting me on the side like, yo, how much is the ticket for this, or whatever, meaning that she's relaying. Yeah, it does feel good to do that. But
what if she doesn't? What if she doesn't post, right? She doesn't post to come out for this, but she's definitely on the sideline like, I'm loving everything that you're doing. I support everything that you're doing. I reached out to this person. I reached out to that person. I did this. I did that, or whatever.
Dig hard.
Okay.
Words of affirmation is my thing.
That's your love language.
Words of affirmation is my thing. Like, you know, like I just really, you know, and I ask her like, what can I do to be better? You know what I'm saying? What can I do to help or whatever? And to actually hear that with those, because like I said, we talk a lot. So to actually hear her say like, yo, I really like, one thing I said this week was, I love you is cool, but I love you because it's better. And
yes,
that shit feels good when somebody affirms an action or something that you've done, right? So that you like, oh, you like that, you like more. Well, guess what? I got a little bit more of that in my bag, right? But definitely listening to your person without them having to say something is some fly shit as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, one day she was telling me how she was just feeling sad about her dad had passed, pardon me. That's just something. I was just trying to see if I really wanted to say that out loud, but it was the anniversary. And she knew I had a million things to do. As a matter of fact, I had an appearance that day on a podcast that day. And I was like, all right, I gotta get off the phone, I gotta get the phone. I called my florist, put together this thing for her, and you know, this her favorite flowers, and these in the oven. I went and got a card, and I wrote, and then I posted online so that she saw, like I was like, yo, I got her. I thank you for making her, you know, but you know, and I felt that. And then I kind of disappeared. But when I was disappearing, I was driving to the damn Bronx to present these flowers to her on time that she knew I didn't have. And she opened it, she started crying, and she's like, go, I know you got your thing. But I know she closed her door and was like,
I love him. That's what she said.
You know what I
That's
mean?
exactly what she said.
Because she knew I had somewhere else to be. And that was in Brooklyn, and she's all the way at the top of the Bronx. So little things, like you said. And that's support, right?
That is support.
That's
you
support.
know, support looks different. To me, I'd rather the deep support than the superficial support. Like, you know what I mean? I have my little business too, you know what I mean? Well, my up and coming business, I won't call it a little business, but my up and coming business, you know, just potting and doing different things. And saying that you're proud of me is a big thing to me. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that is a big support. I don't really ask people for their money, their contributions. I feel like if you fuck with it, you fuck with it. If you don't, as long as you still love me, I'm good.
Hold on, let me see something real quick. It's funny that you say that because look at the last words there.
Oh, nice.
What she said?
What's her sign?
Gemini.
Oh, my son is a Gemini. My
Okay.
oldest.
Good luck, babe. You got this. Like, it just feels good. Like, you know what I mean?
Knowing you have somebody in your corner who believes in you.
Just
And
knowing
that's
that I got someone.
big thing. I've had people in my corner who competed with me, which is crazy.
Yes.
And it's like, partners, I won't compete with my friends. I won't compete with anybody that I love. We could all make it together. Even if you are superseding me, I am surrounded by that. So that means that that's just pushing me to be a better person.
Yeah.
And I'm only competing with my old self. That's it.
It's so funny. This one person I was dating, and I enjoy her presence, but it started to go south. Maybe it was going south already, but I made the shade room one day. They posted one of my videos, right? And all of my friends and everybody else, oh my God, reposting, oh, that's my friend. Everybody's going crazy on the internet, social media, everybody's posting. And I'm just basking in this light, right? It almost like the day Rihanna followed me. That's a whole different story.
Right.
I was just, oh, you couldn't tell me nothing. Oh, baby. I was singing. All right, but.
Rihanna follows him.
I didn't hear from this person for that day or for the next day. And then when they did, it was just like regular. Like
They seen it.
And I was like, are we good? Like, what happened? Right? Because you supposed to be here. I was supposed to get dick sucks, like something.
Right.
Excuse me, can I talk like that
Yeah,
on
you
here?
can
Like
talk
something
like-
was like, might not get sucked last night, or like what? I didn't have no champagne, like nothing, like And I'm sorry, I know that was crazy.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I was like, what happened? And we wanted to get in a conversation, and in the conversation, she was like, I just feel like, you're older and I'm younger and like you being posted on there is great, but that's like kind of something that should be happening for me.
What?
Yeah, like that was what was said to me. In the midst of me, like she broke it down that she feel like that's what her career is supposed to be, and I should probably be, not that she wasn't happy for me, but she's kind of bothered that that's not where her career is.
That's crazy.
And so I was just like on the phone, like this is.
I've
I
had
don't
somebody
even want
be
the dick
shared.
suck no more.
My dick just got soft.
You keep
Shit
it.
just got soft. Like fuck it.
No, just keep it.
I've had a situation, not like that, but on some like, you got all of these contacts and you don't help me do anything. And you don't I'm out here trying to do this, and it's like nobody just gives me anything. I work hard. I can give you a handshake. I can't push you in a room. You get what I'm saying? I can't make a person speak to you. So how is it that, or people in your ear, or you making little undercut comments when I do
that
accomplish
jealousy.
something? Yeah, I do accomplish something, or oh nah, I don't want to see nothing that you're doing. Why?
Because I'm not there.
You should be right in my corner.
Because I'm not there.
That's crazy to me.
And motherfuckers say, yo, everybody want to be a samurai. Nobody want to see a sensei. Nobody want to go through what it takes. And you're not working like I'm working. You haven't put in the work. People expect you. I work for sanitation. It's so funny. People like, yo, big bro, hook me up. Bro, you got to take a test. Bro.
Right. Right.
What you want me to do, bro?
Right.
Like, I can't you have to sign up, pay the waiver fee, and get on the list and take a test. You got to put in the work. That's not something I could do. And that's the same thing with a lot of different things in life. You can't just show up ready. You gotta you gotta go through the training.
People want to ride, but don't want to put gas in the car.
And then you ain't even ready for the room if I put you in there.
Absolutely.
Now you sitting there like this. Yo, I ain't like the way they was looking at me. I ain't like the way they was talking. Because you don't even feel, that's not even your body right now. Not that it couldn't be, but it's gonna take time to get there. You gotta put in, so when you show up, you ready to sit down. Remember I told you when I sat down, I was like, ask me whatever you want. You wanna know why I've been doing this for a long time? I'm very comfortable with who I am. You know what I'm saying? Rather than somebody else, I've had it where a person come in and be like, I don't like the questions he was asking. I don't like, well.
You should have did your research.
Maybe this wasn't for you. You wanted to be here. So people tend to show their insecurities in different ways. And that goes to lovers, that goes to friends, that goes to business partners. You know what I'm saying? When people see that you got a lot of strength and people fucking with you more than they fucking with them, they start acting funny. Now the business is falling apart. You don't know why? They jealous. They insecure. They feel inequities. It's obvious. And what you trying to do, you thinking about everybody. At that point, they thinking about themselves. They not thinking about everybody no more. I keep spitting on you. I'm so
No,
sorry.
you're not spitting on me. It's okay.
I just see the shit flying
It's
up.
all right. You passionate.
I had a
It's
smoothie before I got here. Nah, I'm good.
You passionate. It's okay.
That might be a mango. I'm sorry. I don't know. don't know what it was.
I've been there too, business wise. It's like I'm helping the group, and it's like I just feel like everybody against me, and I'm questioning like, am I bugging? But it's like you keep poking at me when I bring the creativity to this, and I'm not gloating or nothing. It's a whole we in this together.
Yeah, they want you to give them the power.
You want me to bow down to you.
Right.
I'm not bowing down to you, especially when I know I'm experienced, especially when I know once you know your potential, it's just a different type of feeling. It's like, I know my potential. I know I add value to every room that I freaking walk into. I don't need you to validate me. I don't need anything from you besides what are we getting done here? Oh, is this a win-win? Because I'm looking at a win-win. You looking at a win-loss.
Unfortunately, anytime you're dealing with the person, you're dealing with whoever they dealt with and whatever they've been through. And that's in everything. Anytime you're dealing with somebody, you're dealing with whoever they dealt with, whatever situation they've been through, every single part of their life, because that's all we are at this point. That's why we call shit experience. And that's why we say wise. Wisdom comes from having gone through some shit.
Absolutely.
Wisdom doesn't come from reading. Wisdom comes from time, experience, bounce back, failures. The more failures you have, hopefully, the more you've learned from them. Hopefully.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Life is about experience. That's something I've learned too. Like a lot of the situations you go in, you be like, why? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why you? Because your purpose is greater. Because you need to go through some shit. You gotta. I always equate it to furniture. Right? In life, you got the couches, you got the heavy tables, you got the big things, and then you got the lamps. You got the little pots and stuff like that.
That make the crib.
Yes, that make the and sometimes in order for you to change the way a situation looks, you're gonna have to move that furniture. And some furniture is heavier than others. Some you could just put a pot on the table. You could just do that. But those couches, sometimes you need other people, and they might drop the couch on you. They might it's that experience. It might be a little heavier, but it's not impossible.
Or it's taking up too much space.
Or it's taking up too much space, and you might have to remove it. But you won't see that.
Socrates,
right? But you won't see that until
nice.
you start moving things around. If you want change, you have to. Change is inevitable. Growth is a choice. It's all about what you want to do. And growth, it requires pain. When you work out, you be sore afterwards, but you're going to build that.
Pain is character.
Pain is character.
And people don't want to go through that pain.
They're not willing to do what it takes mentally.
But I'd rather the gym come to me, and I'd rather the gym do the work for me. And I think about that just with my body. Like,
or I'd rather the gym work for me, or I'd rather go do some little like BBL, tummy tuck, or whatever. I'd rather do that than actually put in the work.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't understand it because, like you said, pain is character. I believe in character. My character is very important to me. That's what I lead with. I don't lead with sex. I don't lead with my body. I don't lead with none of that. I lead with my character because when I walk in a room, you're going to respect me.
Exactly.
And that's how I feel.
And your character shows up before you.
Yep.
The way people handle you when you're not around, other people learn from that. I try to tell that to people before. Stop talking around your people, talk to me a certain way around your people that don't know me. Because you teaching them how to treat me. And I will treat them different than I'm going to treat you because we've been around each other for mad long. You think this is funny. Like, you know, you got the guys, people that need to prove their dominance when they're around their friends or prove that they, you know, so they act funny. Yo, you ain't always have, I know you since, on. I don't know these people like you. Doing shit like that.
People don't know that's real. That'd be shade when little bro, like don't little bro me or little sis me, especially if you're my peer. Like I don't care if I came up from you.
People do that though?
I mean, well, they little bro. I've seen it, but I've seen it from a female perspective where like somebody walks in a room and they try to, what do you call it? Is it emasculate them? Like they try to make them a little lesser than what they are to prove something because a woman's there. Where it's like, oh, little bro, I catch those shades though. It ain't my place to say anything, but I catch those little, or those little try to, you know what I mean? I see
I'm very aggressive though. I'm a Pisces and I'm emotional, so I don't fare well in those type of situations.
Pisces are emotional.
but I'm reactive as well. And so I don't fare well in situations where people do undercut me or
I've learned
handle me
passive
a certain way.
aggressiveness.
I hate that. What do you rather, passive aggressive or aggressive aggressive?
Okay. I rather direct aggression. Like, I rather it being,
Me too.
you know what I mean,
Me
face
too.
to face. I say what I say, you say what you say. It is what it is.
Exactly.
I've been known to be aggressive in certain situations or whatever, but I'm not gonna lie, like trauma wise, I used to fight a lot. But I was reactive, like, you know what I mean? I don't know how to argue. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. So as I got older, I had to figure out how to switch that. So I switch it with passive aggressiveness, but it's aggressive, but it's warnings. It's like I'm not quick to react, I'm quick to respond. I'll dead ass go, what you say? Oh, okay. And it's kind of passive aggressive, but yet it's aggressive because I'm not going to jump in your face, you know. But that comes from being known as a troublemaker.
Nah, what you say ain't aggressive.
But-
That's oppressed.
Right, but sometimes I have to meet it with sarcasm. And
Nah, passive aggressive
like,
is,
oh, really?
oh.
Do you want to do that? Oh, okay, that's interesting. Like you.
That's
I'm
not
more
passive aggressive either.
I'm more passive aggressive with men. I think that's what it
Okay.
is. With women, it is what it is. Like I'm not playing with you. But with men, I'm more passive aggressive because I feel like they tend to attack me. So
Poking
I
the bear.
have to,
Poking the bear.
yeah, they poke the bear. I can't beat you. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna fight you, but I have to figure that's my tactic. It's also a chess move, you know. But
I don't like passive aggression though. Passive aggression, it brings out anxiety in me because I'm very reactive. So I'm always like, is that happening? Did you see that? Or like, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to figure out.
That's how I am. But then once again, because I've been aggressive so much, it looks like I'm starting trouble. It makes they do it in a way where it looks like you're the person that is the troublemaker. What? I didn't
That's
do that.
what I'm saying.
I don't do that. I
Yeah,
don't
I don't like
what?
that.
I didn't do that.
No, I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
Because I show up too much.
Right.
I'm always ready. So I'm just like, what was going, you know what I mean? So
As you start being in different rooms and stuff like that, or you start realizing I worked too hard to let you pull me back because I've worked hard to get out of that reactive aggressiveness. Like I worked really, really hard. And even to this day, I'm a grown woman and I find that people try to pull me back into it. They try to pull me back. They poke the bear.
the world is crazy.
It's very crazy and they get a kick out of it. So it's like, how can I
I think people be just jealous, bro. From people that don't even know you, bro.
yeah.
And try to break you down. When you just meeting them, they already got a feeling about you. They already want to let you know that you ain't all that over here. And you like, bro, like I didn't even do
I wasn't
nothing.
even thinking about
I'm
that.
not even.
I'm coming in here. They get mad because of how people fuck with you.
And they get mad.
They don't
at
like that.
A
Especially
lot of people that don't like you actually like you.
I know.
They just don't like you because you didn't
say
like
that
them.
too. Didn't I say that, preach? Did I say that? I was like, a lot of people who poke at me, they actually like me.
They like you.
And it's ridiculous. I don't have issues with women. I have a lot of issues with men,
Really.
which is weird to me. Like, I have more issues with men than I have with women.
Because you think it's because of your aggression?
I think it's because of my zero tolerance.
Explain.
Because you can't play certain games with me. Like I'm not one of those women that you could say certain things to, or you could pick like you. I'm sure you've seen like men.
I
don't
get it
know if
already.
Huh?
I get it already.
Yeah, you get it. Like you can't say certain things to me. You definitely can't come in the room and you be like, bitch, da 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 da. No, excuse me, do me a favor. Don't talk to me like that.
Mm-hmm.
You say it again, then it's like I told you not to talk to me like that. If you want to continue this, like, and I have an issue with leaving the situation. It's my ego and my pride. But
You don't know how to leave it?
I don't know how to leave a situation. I don't know how to get up and walk out. You walk out. I'm not walking out. You're not going to make me walk out. You walk out. So it's hard. I'm working.
See, if you a Brooklyn nigga, that shit makes your dick hard. If you a nigga, you be like, yeah.
No, but it's
My baby might be watching this, but shit.
No, don't worry.
No, but I think, like I said, that comes back to dudes with their ego.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to, like, yo, if You a man regardless. You could tone it down sometimes.
Absolutely. You a
You
man
ain't gotta
regardless.
always show up like, you know what I
And
mean?
then you make me the problem when I'm not the problem. You know how many times, like, we could get to that single men thing too, and we'll wrap it up after that. But like, because I'm not in a relationship, so it's like, that's why you single. That's why you single. How? Because people love me. I don't have to prove that to you, but am I fucking you? Do I deal with you on any type of way? You come at me combative, and then I respond, and you go, that's why you're the problem. That's not how this works. But in reality, you keep pressing me because you want to get a reaction out of me because you like me, but you don't know how to approach me.
Right.
So it's just like, it's dumb, but you can't say that because then it becomes a back and forth. But
that also goes back to emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is more than just talking to a person that you in a relationship with. That goes with anybody. And learning how to navigate a certain situation. You know what I'm saying? Because once you are full control of your manhood, ego, everything, it's very hard for somebody else to hurt that or to defame it or whatever that word is, you know, because you're secure.
Yep.
You don't have nothing to prove.
Nothing.
You know your gun go of how we used to say, you know how you give it up. How, you know, so I don't have to attack every situation the same way. I evaluate it very quickly. You know what I'm saying? And I think I present in a way that is, but that's growth.
Yep.
Because
It's emotional.
years ago,
It's not just
I remember
emotional
me and
intelligence.
Priest
It's
used to have
emotional
beef
maturity.
before. Yeah, and I had to show, yo, you're not gonna handle me like this way, this and the other. But now that we know each other, and I think that I'm just more secure with myself, I know that he wouldn't, you know, this is just easier communication when you know who you are. And you're very secure with who you are.
And people
you're
try
not
to
trying
tell
to
you
prove
who you are. You don't gotta tell. I know who I am as a person. You don't know who you are.
Right.
I know who I am I'm very secure. I practice emotional intelligence and emotional maturity every single day in every situation that I'm in, especially on social media because they'll try to pull you.
You don't feel like you ever feel like you have something to prove? Because when you're saying that you don't know how to walk away, that means like,
that's
yo,
not
you
pride.
like.
I don't
so
have
that's
anything,
proof.
but it's not proving anything to you. It's just more in my head. You're not gonna. I don't have anything to prove to you in this situation.
No, pride is proof. You actually are trying to prove something. That's you can't let that go. You can't let that something happen to you. So that's your pride.
Yeah, I guess if you put it that way, that's probably I don't have anything to prove about myself.
Sometimes I save other people from themselves. Sometimes I forgive people for shit they don't even know they did.
I do that
because I know what I'm capable of. And I don't want to be on that bus going up north no more.
Absolutely.
Or I don't want to have to go through this. Or my daughter.
But that's why I don't prove anything, because I feel like I don't have to prove those type of things to you because I've already put in my work. You know what I mean? Who are you? That's how I look at it. Who are you? I don't know you for anything. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I don't let you get your shit off.
Right.
So you can let them get their shit off.
But say what you gotta say. But you're gonna be more mad at me because I'm not allowing you to penetrate me or trigger me. You get what I'm saying? Now there are certain little things. Like, you can't blatantly disrespect me. That'll send me from 0 to 1,000,000 real quick. You get what I'm saying? You can't blatantly disrespect me.
Facts.
But like the passive aggression, the patronizing, all of that stuff, you're going to be more upset at me because I already studied you. So you're going to be trying to be funny, and everything that mostly anything about me or whatever, if it's out there, I've already healed from it.
You know, one thing, we say we wrapping up, right? Well, one thing I want to say before I leave is, pride and ego is killing us. We losing too many people. You kind of gotta. There was something that I wanted. I am tired of going to wakes. I'm tired of going, especially for the kids. I'm tired of teaching them that it's kill or be killed. I'm tired of. You know, like this one dude I know, he just got shot 7 times. And it's like, he was trying to dead some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of seeing us die. We need our people. We need our fathers out here. And the game is corny. You're gone. Them niggas still shooting dice. Your mans is still shooting dice. You might make 2 days. Your candle might get lit till it's over. Very rare is them niggas thinking about that shit all day. Niggas is still fucking. Niggas is still shooting dice. Niggas is still drinking Privé. Niggas is still going to the clubs. And you done threw your whole shit away. For what?
Because you don't know how to control your feelings.
We gotta stop doing that. I don't know how to do it, bro. But I'm sick of going to wakes.
But this goes back to what you were saying about emotions and feelings and men not knowing how to not express themselves without anger or rage or things like that. And I mean, we definitely can't heal years and years and years and years and years of like trauma and conditioning and things like that. Only thing we could do is try to raise this generation or try to enlighten the people who are coming up now, the kids. That's really where we start. But enlightening them on different ways to handle things. I've said this before too, like we don't even have, back in the days when you was outside and they knew it was gonna be a shootout, yo, go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
You and you go upstairs, you go upstairs, like, you know what I mean? It's about to get crazy out here. We don't got that no more.
Mm-hmm. No respect
we don't
for
have that
elders,
no more. No respect for elders, nothing.
Kids,
You shooting
nothing.
babies, you shooting everything because nobody, you got the dudes who fresh out of jail or who the OGs trying to be like the young niggas to try to get back the years that they missed, or trying to get back their feelings of living through young people. So now you trying to be the young person, they don't have nobody to tell them, no, you don't do that. You don't be like me. You don't do that. Y'all was okay with niggas be on the street and you know Calvin over there, he a good kid. You see him outside doing something stupid, yo, bring your stupid ass upstairs. What are you doing? You know you ain't supposed to be out here. Make sure you go to school, you do what you gotta do. You don't be like me. Or you don't be like them.
We need the fathers, kid.
Yeah.
One thing I said this week also is that, yo, it's crazy how much your kids love you even if you ain't there. Mm-hmm. It's kids that only seen their dad 5 times that adore their dads.
Superheroes.
You
superheroes.
And you don't even realize it. You over there, you live in this, that, and the other, you ain't went to see your kid. You don't realize how much these kids idolize you and your effect on them and the lack of you actually being there, what it does for them, what it does to them, and what it's doing to you. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times you get your humanity from being a parent. Mm-hmm. You see a dude that got a daughter, he different. Mm-hmm. When you know, he different. Actually being there, it does something to him. It teaches him the love that he thought he was getting from the corner is actually right here. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? But we run from that, and we run from responsibility because we don't feel like we're adequate, or we don't feel like we have enough, or we feel like we just really not loved by the mother, or
you don't
you know,
deserve,
you want to take
you
out.
don't deserve me. I feel bad for myself. Self-sabotage. I feel bad for
Right.
the decisions that I make, and you deserve better. Mm-hmm. So I feel like not being in your life will cause you a better, like it will be better for your life if I'm not there. Not
it's
realizing that all they want is for you to be there.
Right around
your
with your
presence.
dad.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember my dad ain't coming to none of my basketball games. I'm 40 something. I still remember he never came to my basketball games. That shit, to this day, I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I used to be able to dunk, nigga.
right. You ain't see me dunk. Like, nigga, what happened?
Nigga, you know what I'm saying? So, whatever. This was fun.
Yes, I want to thank you for coming.
I
really,
appreciate the invitation.
Appreciate you coming. And that wraps up our segment with Tahoe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. Peace.
Let's just do, just keep conversing. I want to get some B-roll.
Now he want to get some B-roll. Now he fancy. Why you ain't do this last time?
Because you wanted to.